One of the most common complaints I hear from new clients is that they have nothing to wear. Heck, I've said it myself and not all that long ago. Yet when I see their closet, never once has it actually been empty. In fact, the more clothes they have, the worse the problem seems to be. But when we fix that, getting dressed gets faster and we stop being annoyed before we ever even jump in the shower. Now, in case you're thinking your closet is fine, keep in mind that the average woman only wears 20% of her clothes. And what if I told you there's a simple, fast, and dread-free closet organization process that makes it, if not fun, at least completely worth your while? No, that simple process is not to take everything out of your closet, pile it on your bed, and ask yourself if each piece fills you with joy. That right there, that's stressful. Besides, have you ever wondered how much joy is a sports bra supposed to fill me with anyways? And just because it doesn't, does that mean I'm supposed to trash it? Anywho, in this episode, we're going to talk about the simple steps clients and I go through when it's time to clean out and organize their closet. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap for when you're ready to make your closet a place where you walk in and it's actually easy to get dressed in the morning. I'm Angela, your Petite Style Coach, and when you're ready, let's get this style party started. Welcome to Inside Petite Style, the only podcast created exclusively for women 5'3" and under. You've built an incredible career. You've navigated all the crazy life changes. And somewhere along the way, getting dressed stopped being easy. Maybe your body's different or your role is different, and your closet, it just has not kept up. I'm Angela Foster, Petite Style Coach since 2018 and creator of the Spark Petite Style Method. And together, you and I will get your wardrobe back in shape. Every week, we'll talk about why petite proportions require a different approach. Discover what actually flatters your body shape and works with your lifestyle. And get all the insider shortcuts on where to shop so you're not wasting hours scrolling or, even worse, settling for good enough. This is about more than looking good. It's about walking into any room, whether it's a big presentation or client meeting, a family event, or heck, just Tuesday, and feeling confident, polished, with a style as smart and savvy as you are. Let's get this style party started. Before we dive into the actual steps, let's agree on our goal. First, for everything in your closet to fit your height and flatter your body shape. Most of us would also agree that whatever we can do to cut down on decision fatigue is a good thing, all without pulling a Steve Jobs and wearing the same outfit every day. And most of us would also think it's terrific not to waste 4 days a year deciding what to wear. Now, very few of us will reach that goal tomorrow, and that's fine. But knowing what you're shooting for, like your career goals or your health goals, we need to know where we want to go so we can celebrate when we get there. Now, step number 1, pick a section. Instead of tackling your whole closet in one fell swoop, we want to do one section at a time. Now, for most clients, one section takes between 30 to 60 minutes. Not all afternoon and certainly not all weekend. Some clients like to have a small win under their belt to motivate them to keep going. In that case, start with a small section, like your handbags or your coat closet. Other clients need a sense of accomplishment and they like to be able to see a difference right away. That keeps them motivated. In case that's you, tackle a bigger section like career skirts and tops or work dresses. Everybody's closet looks different, so pick an area substantial enough to see that improvement. Now, we want to create 4 different piles. There's the donate, thrift, alter or repair, and the maybe pile. Let's talk about what goes into each pile. First, donations. This is a good pile for items that show some wear. Maybe the dress is faded or has a small stain or there's a seam that needs to be repaired. Anything that's in worse shape than that, just toss it. Then there's the thrifting pile. Clients love this one because it takes the sting out of getting rid of clothes that were expensive or not worn as much as we thought they would be. The thrifting channel of choice for my clients is definitely ThredUp because they make it so incredibly easy. All you have to do is go onto their website, order a cleanout bag, and they send it to you with a return label already attached. Then you fill it up and drop it off at FedEx or leave it for your mail delivery person. They love that. I'm just kidding. What makes it so great is that you don't have to take pictures or list your items or quibble with clients about pricing. They do it all for you. Even better, if you have an item that doesn't sell, they'll donate it for you. Now, what can be thrifted? ThredUp is pretty picky, honestly. There can't be any stains or holes or pilling on sweaters, nothing that's been altered, no missing or broken zippers or buttons, and the size labels need to be intact. But honestly, it's worth it not to have to go through the other thrifting sites' hullabaloo. Next is the maybe pile. I interviewed Kristen McRae, a closet and organization expert, a few years ago, and this was her idea. And it was so smart that since then, I've suggested it to all my clients. We want this process to be fast, right? Not spend all weekend in the closet fussing over decisions. So Kristen recommends that anything you're on the fence about, like maybe you're not sure if it still fits, or can't remember why you never wear it, or a bajillion other closet clean-out dilemmas, all those items go into the maybe pile. But whatever we do, we don't want to stop and try them on right away. It creates too much of a distraction. We can try them on when we're done with that section. Finally is the alteration or repair pile. Say it needs to be hemmed or a zipper replaced. It all goes into that pile. Now that we know our piles, it's time to ask ourselves 4 fast questions. The first one is, does it fit? The second one is, does it flatter your body shape? Now, in case you're not sure or you're on the fence about whether it flatters you or not, feel free to revisit your Petite Body Shape quiz results video. Now, in case you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by and welcome to the Petite Revolution. Or if we've been hanging out for a while and you just haven't had a chance to take the quiz yet, please carve out some time before tackling your closet organization. You definitely don't want to purge something that would have worked if you'd paired it with a different top or bottom. On the flip side, you also don't want to organize your entire closet only to realize that you hung on to a bunch of stuff that no matter what you do, it's always going to be a struggle to make it look good. The quiz is super fast. It's only 7 questions and takes about 2 minutes. You'll find it at insidepetitestyle.com, and I'll also add the link to the show notes so you don't have to hunt it down. The last 2 questions are, does it still feel current? Or is it at least classic enough to not look dated? And then last, do you like it? If the answer is no to any of those questions, it needs to go into the donate or the thrift pile. Here's a spot many petites get stuck in. You might notice that I didn't say anything about when was the last time you wore it. That question drives me bonkers because everybody acts like they know why you haven't worn it lately, and we don't. It could be because it doesn't fit or because it no longer flatters your body shape, in which case, yes, it should definitely go into the donate or the thrift pile. Or it could be because you don't have shoes to wear with it, or the blazer that you used to wear over it got too worn and needs to be replaced. All that to say, if the reason you haven't worn it is because of a wardrobe gap, then keep it. Add that missing piece to your shopping list and resolve to fill the gap as soon as possible. Let's talk about a couple of other roadblocks that get in the way and cause stress. Now, it used to be, I'm going to hang on to this in case I lose weight. Now, though, the script has flipped and it's become, I'm going to hang on to this in case I gain the weight back. My advice is the same no matter which it is. If you want to hang on to something that doesn't fit, that's fine. But does it need to be hanging in your main closet? Circling back to our goal of eventually getting your closet to a place where everything fits, that won't happen if there's a bunch of stuff in there that's too small or too large. So, can we hang them in a guest bedroom? Or put them in a box and store it in the garage or the basement? Besides for the psychological benefit of not being constantly reminded that we gained weight and now it doesn't fit, or the constant fear of gaining the weight back, both of which are huge, from a completely practical standpoint, closet real estate is precious. Think back on a time where you cleaned out your closet before and how you found something you totally forgot about. It happens to clients all the time. They're like, oh, I totally forgot I had this great black cardigan or the handbag or pair of shoes. I don't know why I stopped wearing it. I used to love it. We stopped wearing it because we couldn't see it, and we won't wear what we can't see. Here are a couple of questions clients frequently ask. What about sentimental items? That dress you wore once for your daughter's bar mitzvah, or the sequin dress you wore on New Year's Eve when Gerard Butler asked you to dance. definitely hold on to that one because clearly it works. Keep them, of course. And do they need to be in your primary closet, or can you keep them in a guest bedroom closet or someplace else? If so, that's the solution. Now, in case you find yourself putting 55 pieces in the sentimental pile and 2 pieces in the donate pile, it might be time for an honest conversation. What about duplicates? Girl, only a guy would suggest you don't absolutely need 13 pairs of black shoes. Seriously, though, the same questions apply. Does it fit? Does it flatter? Is it current or classic enough to be timeless? And do you like them? If the answer is yes to all of them, keep them. We're ready to move on to step number 3, and that is your maybe pile. Once you've gone through each item in the section that you chose, you're ready to try on the items that you're not sure about and decide, where do they need to go? Back in your closet, or for those that don't make the cut, add them to your donation or thrift box. Here's the next hurdle we hit right about now, and that is but what if I want to wear it 6 months from now? Which is why you're not going to immediately drive to Dress for Success or your preferred charity with your donation box. Because yes, you can change your mind, which leads us right into step number 4. And this is 2 parts. For the donation and thrift containers, close up the box, put it someplace out of the way, your basement, garage, guest bedroom, closet, wherever. Then, here's the important part, set an alert on your phone for 30 days. When the alarm goes off a month from now and you haven't broken open the box to pull something out to wear, then you can confidently donate or thrift the items without any stress. Here are 2 tips for your alterations and repair pile. The first is to keep them in your car. Then, when you're in the neighborhood of your tailor or your cobbler and have a few extra minutes, you can drop them off. Second thing is, though, give yourself a deadline based on your schedule. A week, 2 weeks if your calendar is super busy right now. What we don't want to do is find the box in the trunk next December and realize we never got around to having the item tailored. Do you know what time it is? Yep, it's time for a style challenge. Because listening to the episode is great, but actually taking action is when we get our closet closer to a place that we actually like walking in and getting dressed. Tomorrow, go on to thredup.com and order a cleanout bag. I'll be sure to put the link in the show notes so you don't have to search for it. Next, pick one section of your closet. It can be a small one for a quick win or a bigger section for a visible difference when you walk in from now on. Then go through the steps we talked about and be sure to keep a list of your donations. With tax time right around the corner, you'll want proof of your generosity to give to your tax prep pro. For all of you overachievers out there, please remember this is a journey. We want to make progress. We don't expect perfection in an hour. And after you have your first section complete, send me an email at hello@angelastylecoach.com or head over to insidepetitestyle.com, tap the voicemail button on the right, and let me know how it went. And please know I am cheering you on. And that, my friend, is a wrap. Thanks so much for hanging out. Be sure to follow the show so you never miss out on a petite style tip. And I will see you back here next week when we're going to talk about what to do after your closet is cleaned out, like how to maintain it throughout the year so it never feels out of control, plus how to lay it out so you save time every single morning. Till then, have fun and stay stylish. Thanks for tuning in to Inside Petite Style. When you're ready to create a wardrobe that fits your height, flatters your body shape, and makes getting dressed fun and easy, head over to insidepetitestyle.com and take my free Petite Style quiz. You'll get personalized tips and strategies made just for your proportion and your height. And hey, you know that girlfriend who's always rolling up her sleeves and hemming her pants? Share this episode with her. She needs to know she's not alone and that there are real solutions. See you next week. Until then, have fun and stay stylish.
This is for my girls all around the world that make